to another Firearm Freedom YouTube live stream. I hope everybody is doing well. Get the camera situated here. This is going to be more of an update live stream. Few things have happened since the last live stream that you guys saw. I'm sure you're wondering what happened to the last two, and I'll explain that all in just a little bit. If YouTube decides to let anyone see this live stream, that would be awesome. It seems this past month the throttling has gotten much worse, but we're going to keep chugging along here and seeing if we can make something out of these videos. Guys, as a little bit of a quick shout out to the sponsor of the channel right now, which is Core Essentials. This isn't going to be an ad for them or anything like that, but if you guys are looking for a way, what's going on, man? Hey, got the alert, sweet. If you guys are looking to support the channel and also get a really cool belt, that link is down in the description, and if you use the code, it gives you 10% off. It'll be down in the description after this live stream is finished. And what that link does is it lets Core Essentials know, hey, these videos are working and we want to keep working with this guy. So I do appreciate the support. Guys, I was just away in Tennessee, the eastern part of the state, for the past week. It was incredible. All you guys that live in Tennessee, I am so jealous of you. Pennsylvania is a really cool place. I still really like Pennsylvania. Hello and welcome, Sam. Looks like you got the notification, which is cool. So, yeah, very jealous of you guys that live in Tennessee. I loved my time there. It was a blast. We stayed in Gatlinburg. We did a little bit of time in Asheville, North Carolina. That was an interesting place in the city, but there were some other cool stuff. Sam, there's nothing wrong with that. So that's where we were last week. That's why there was no live stream, and got to do a little bit of hiking. Mike, what's up? And I also got stopped by one of my favorite, Paul, thanks for tuning in, man, from Clearfield, PA. And it was one of my favorite shops that I've been to for knives, and that was Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and that was in Sevierville, Tennessee. And if you guys are anywhere near that area, I would highly recommend it. I've been posting posts and then also videos, reels, whatever, on whatever social media platform you guys follow me on, about the knives that I got there, and it was awesome. I have never seen, and guys, you know I've worked in the industry now for over 7 years, so I've had access to distribution. I've had access to a few different shops, and the shop that I'm at currently, we got a lot of guys there who really know their stuff when it comes to knives, and they do a great job ordering them. And let me tell you, when I went into Smoky Mountain Knife Works, I have never seen that large of a selection of knives in my life. If you are looking for a Spyderco knife, they have every single one that's available. If you're looking for a Benchmade, they have a ridiculous selection of Benchmade, Microtech, CRKT, SOG, anything, Hogue, whatever it is, they have it, and they have every model that's made of it, and it was incredibly impressive. I can tell you from having access to distribution, almost all of their prices were MAP, like the minimum amount you can advertise those things at, which was awesome. So I did pick up some cool knives. A lot of those you guys may have already seen, but I figured I'd throw it up because in these weekly wrap-ups, we always show a cool gear item. So, of course, we have to show off the Smoky Mountain Knife Work knives. The first one that I got, I still have it like wrapped up in this little bubble wrap here with some oil, but it is a Spyderco Endura with the Damascus blade on that, which is pretty awesome. It is, I don't know anything about knives for the most part. It is a DPS 15 Damascus with a VG10 on the inside. Japanese made, of course, and they do an incredible job with these knives. I mean, dude, look at the edge on that. This isn't a knife channel, and it's not going to become a knife channel, but I saw this in the case. It was, of course, at MAP. We've been looking at these at the shop for freaking like I don't know. I don't even know how many layers did I say? Did I say 2? That's probably not accurate. Whatever I say on this channel about knives, don't listen to it. I don't know. This, to me, I had to text all my buddies that know about knives in order to buy this, but all I know is that it looks cool, and it's a cool Spyderco. I do carry, which I don't have in my pocket right now, Spyderco Super Gold 2, and that's pretty solid, but this was super cool. These are really hard to find on distribution. Of course, they had it, and I just thought it was cool, so I picked it up. That's about my extent, okay? Japanese made, it basically makes me a samurai. You know, that's all I know. That's what this knife is. The other one I got is my first ProTech auto knife. These are pretty cool. PA has really weird laws when it comes to autos. You can own them as like collector items, but you can't carry them on your person. Doesn't make any sense, even if you have a concealed carry permit. In this case, it is a ProTech Godson, but it is a little bit special because it has this inlay here, and that is exclusive. You can only find this ProTech auto knife with this inlay through Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and it is pretty awesome. There's like some carbon fiber and red going on in there. You have the button on the side in order to get it open. Opens super fast. There's not a lot of bounce or anything like that. It just opens and locks up real strong, and just an awesome little knife. Really like that. And you gotta love an auto, you know what I mean? So they had a lot of these available as well. And across the street, so you have Smoky Mountain Knife Works over here, then you have Bud's Gun Shop, and then off to the side, loosely based off knowing about knives. Off to the side, you have Severe Pawn and Loan, I think it is. It's a pawn shop, and they have actually a pretty good selection of guns. Really nice people in there that I dealt with, and they also had some vintage like milsurp stuff and everything like that. I ended up picking up this USMC case knife. It did not have a sheath, but it was in pretty good shape, and they worked with me. Wording is important there. Worked with me on a cash price, so it ended up being like about $100, but it's pretty solid. This one was actually made in Bradford, PA, and the date is 1989 stamped. They worked on me. Yes, they worked on me. It was slightly bent on the blade from what I would imagine somebody prying with the knife, and I was able to throw that in a vise and actually straighten it up a good bit. So it's straight now, and I really like it. Not bad at all. Recticle on my recticle. So those are the updates with the gear items. When it comes to other updates that I wanted to talk about for the channel, this is primarily why I wanted to do the live stream, is we are going to be doing a shirt launch, and this one's going to be a lot cooler than the first one. So the first one we had, my wife worked with me on an awesome logo that we put on the shirts, but it was more so just kind of an OG support shirt launch, that if you guys wanted a way to support the channel and then also get something for what you support and not just, you know, content that you're already getting for free, it gave you a t-shirt. I decided to put more time and more effort into actually making designs that I think a lot of you guys might like, designs that are a little bit more edgy, and then also stuff that's just cool and shirts that I would rep. Now, this is how I'm going to roll this out. And whenever you do shirts, whether you're a YouTuber, you're a company or whatever, it's always a little bit difficult to try to like logistically figure out the best way to do this, because there's a lot of time and a lot of effort to try to do it the right way, and a lot of the time you end up, you know, not doing it the right way. So I'm going to do a little bit of a pre-order situation for those of you guys that actually know me in person. What do I mean by that? I work at a gun shop. A lot of you guys that are watching are very good friends of mine, and friends that actually come into the gun shop, or, you know, are just frequent the shop that I'm at, but regardless, you know me in person. If you know me in person, I'm doing just a select pre-order for about a week where you guys can, let me know in a direct message what shirt you want, and it will be just the base price of the shirt without any shipping associated with that. So that way you guys can just, get it without having to deal with shipping, and you'll just pick up the shirt from me in person. And at the moment, I'm just going to do cash in person when you pick up the shirt. The shirts are going to be $25 for the pre-order, and then also $25 on the website. I know that seems a little bit rough, but prices with all this stuff have been going up, and I can assure you guys I am making like less than $5 a shirt. So when it comes to this stuff, I use Teespring, and they get a majority of the profit. It sucks, but that's just how I'm rolling it right now. If you guys show a huge interest in these shirts at this rollout for the new logos and stuff like that, then I will be maybe thinking about going a different route so that the prices will be cheaper for me and ultimately you, because obviously if I'm paying less, you guys are going to get to pay less. So it will be live on my Teespring account. After all these live streams, I post links I post links in the description, and those will lead you to the Firearm Freedom merch store. So if you guys are like, what? You have merchandise? You've had merchandise? Yes, I always have had t-shirts for the past like 3 or 4 years. I have some stickers on there as well. That stuff is available, and these shirts will also be available on that merch store. So that's where they're going to be for now. So there's 8 new designs that are going to be coming out. I will be showcasing those designs when this is live for everyone to purchase on probably a live stream or just a standalone video where I actually am, have the shirts here to show you, and I'll be throwing them on, whatever, so you guys can see what they actually look like. And all this stuff sometimes changes if I actually end up getting the shirts and I want to change 1 or 2 things, or they're just not looking the way that I thought they were going to look. But I think these ones are going to be pretty good. So where all this information has been shared already, so I've already shared photos of the shirts, and I've already opened up the DMs of the pre-orders, if you know me, on Instagram and Facebook. So if you guys follow Firearm Freedom on Instagram or Facebook, all this stuff is posted there. So if you guys are like, what do these shirts look like or whatever, you can head over there, see the shirts. Right now, they are either on a post on Instagram, in my stories on Instagram, or a post on Facebook. So yes, I am going spicy on these ones. So it should be pretty cool. And it's frustrating because I think this past week or 2 weeks, Instagram and ultimately YouTube and everyone else is just hardcore throttling. We talked about it a lot. A good buddy of mine, Chris, shout out to you if you're still watching this, at work today. And I think it's probably because they're not liking a lot of the keywords that I consistently say that trigger them beyond belief. So I'm going to try to, with these live streams, say as few words that are going to frustrate them as possible to hope that more of you actually see this stuff. I can't tell you guys how frustrating and unmotivating it is to put all this work, all this effort into this content and just know that there is some evil mastermind behind YouTube that just hits this little switch and no one sees the content. So I appreciate all of you that consistently try to see this stuff, but I'm actually very excited about these new shirts. I used to always think about, I used to overthink the design with these shirts. These shirts are still Firearm Freedom. It still has our OG logo on the back. However, I just kind of went crazy with the designs, and I went with designs that I want to wear. There's designs that if I went on to the design software and I was using and I wanted to design a shirt for myself to wear, these would be it. So hopefully you guys enjoy them, and I hope you can see the time and effort that was put into the designs, and I hope you guys are actually proud to rock these shirts and just kind of let the world know your opinions on things, because these shirts are definitely somewhat opinionated for the most part, right? So it is interesting. Update for the podcast. I've been getting a lot of folks. First of all, thank you so much for your support when it comes to the podcast that me and my wife do. We do a conspiracy related podcast. Links will be down in the description. The fact that you guys watch that and actually care or listen to that and care enough to DM me or send me a comment asking where the podcast is. So in this case, it's a little bit different. Okay, I have kind of sacrificed, willingly my time on the side to do all the stuff that I do for my job here on YouTube. It is a job for me. It is a side job. So for me, sacrificing that time and taking time away, like it's just something that I'm used to at this point. With the podcast, it doesn't work if it's just me. And my wife, Mary, has done so much in dedicating time. It is free time for her. There's no payment for us for this podcast. We're just doing it solely for the fun of it. And she has an incredibly stressful and busy job. So when it comes to this podcast, we're going to try to do as much as we possibly can. Mary just started a new job about a month ago now. So, as you guys could imagine, you start a new job, there's a lot of stuff going on. So I am going to try to get to these episodes. We actually have a few ideas on our mind as soon as humanly possible. It's not like we're quitting the podcast or anything like that. It's just one of those things that we're kind of doing for fun so that it doesn't become not fun and not enjoyable, because I think you need to have the discourse between me and Mary in order to make that work. So we will still be doing episodes. It's just when that episode will be, I really don't know. It could be this week, could be next week, could be 3 weeks from now. I don't know, but hopefully sooner rather than later. As soon as we have a little bit of a break and a little bit of free time in order to get that recorded, we will do that. Now, we also are trying to figure out the best way to do the podcast to make it easier and quicker to edit in the future. And I'm hoping that by doing those things, that will allow us to just kind of ease any stress that there is with the podcast down to almost, nothing. So that's very easy to edit, because right now Mary also edits those as well and handles a lot of the social media on the Instagram side of things. So again, I really appreciate the support. I can't thank you guys enough. And just know we're not quitting the podcast. It's something that takes a little bit of time. I want to quickly here look over any comments I may have missed for questions. And then we're going to start wrapping up this live stream here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hey, I'm about to pull the trigger on a Benchmade bailout. What do you think? The bailouts are awesome knives. Great little EDC knives. I know that as far as the bailouts go, we sell, that's probably one of the number one Benchmades that we sell, hands down in the case. There just are a lot of, they check off a lot of the boxes for a nice EDC knife that is not a pain in the butt to carry every day. So I would not hesitate at all on the bailout. Yes, the credit card went Bert on vacation, 100%. First knife I bought was a Rambo survival knife at a swap meet in the mid-'80s. Hey, nothing wrong with that, dude. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let's see here. I think I'm getting caught up here. Like how a little bit of the Freedom foil is blended into the shirts. Yeah, I tried to do that because, the conspiracy-related stuff, you guys don't see it much here on YouTube. However, in my actual personal life, it is a huge part of my life just for what I am personally into, personally interested in. So I wanted to throw it into the shirts. And I think with going with all of these designs, it is going to be a lot more of a design that you guys want to rep, and just a cool shirt overall. One more note about the shirts, and I'm sure we're going to do, again, a full detailed video about what the shirts are, what they look like, and also the material. But they're not crappy shirts. They are a tri-blend material. So this is not one of my shirts. This is an awesome training company, Lodestone. Check them out. They're local here in Pennsylvania. But it's like a tri-blend material like this shirt. really high quality shirts. I wear them quite a bit. I still wear some of the first OG shirts that I got like 5 years ago, 4 years ago for the channel. So they're not bad shirts at all. So for 25 bucks, still getting a good shirt, and they don't really shrink or anything. They are fitted, nice shirts. So very excited for that. If you guys don't have any other questions, it's about all the updates that I have for the Firearm Freedom YouTube channel. And if you are looking to see what videos are going to come out next, I believe tomorrow we're going to have dropping a gas mask video. It's kind of like totally random. I just came up with the idea because we are getting a ton of questions about gas masks at the gun shop that I work at. So what I'm going to do is a video broad brush painting on why you would want a gas mask. I get that question a ton. Should I buy a gas mask? Is there any point to buying a gas mask? Why are you buying this? Is it for LARPing? Is there any actual reason behind it? Is there any reason why somebody would spend $250, $100, whatever on a mask? And maybe some considerations if you are looking to realistically buy a mask as to what you should actually be preparing for, why you should be preparing for it, and everything like that. I'm going to try to take a very unbiased and realistic look at the situation that I think a lot of you guys are going to enjoy. So stay tuned for that video, either tomorrow or Sunday dropping, and then next week I should have another movie guns video coming out. If you guys want to stay updated on the shirts, 100% go to the Firearm Freedom Instagram page or Facebook page. I can't stress that enough. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. I would greatly appreciate you guys actually sharing the posts around or whatever if you do like them, because that stuff helps kind of defeat all the crap that's going on. If you like the content here, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and stay tuned for more great videos